I wanted to real quick talk about a new feature from Google Plus. It's a Google Hangouts feature. I want to talk a little bit about what that is, some of the new features they've added recently, and give a couple examples of how it can be leveraged. So Google Plus is kind of Google's attempt at trying to be a social uh, vehicle like Facebook, but it really hasn't been that popular. They've launched a few products that have made it somewhat of an interesting tool. One of the products they've launched within Google Plus is called Google Hangouts. With Google Hangouts, it allows you to have the ability to connect via your webcam to other friends and be able to have conversations. So you could have up to 10 people, I believe, in a particular chat session where you can see all of your friends on the screen and be able to talk to one another. Last week they just launched something that really got me thinking about how it can be used, and it's a feature that allows you to take that session, embed it on a website to be able to broadcast it live to a larger audience, as well as record that session, and it automatically loads it to YouTube. So for people who have a lot of rich content that may be doing training or studies and being able to bring people together virtually, you now have the ability to take these sessions, load them to YouTube, and naturally start creating some rich content that allows you to leverage them on your website or blogs, whatever it may be. So a couple of examples of people that I've talked to in the last week. One where someone's doing a Bible study each week. They really, at this point, it's an email that has here's some verses, here's some topics to think about, and a little commentary that goes with it. But what I encouraged them to think about was, what if you had a Google Hangout that said Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, you could join it wherever you're at, and be able to go through maybe a 15-20 minute session that allows you to dive a little deeper and have an interactive Q&A around that Bible study, that people who may not be able to meet in a physical place could at least virtually meet together and have a little more in-depth review of that Bible study. And then once you've completed that session, it would logically be loaded to YouTube, where people who weren't able to meet at 10 could then join it with the rest by watching it on demand in YouTube that week. So it just allows that content to be a little richer versus reading an email and having to go through that study on your own. The second piece, second example that I was talking through was my sister's a fitness trainer, and she has a number of clients that she works with, training them. And this is a little bit of a stretch, but instead of being able to, the need to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to meet a client at the gym to train, maybe there's a little less of a touch needed, but being able to do some aerobic training or fitness training virtually using a Google Hangout. If you knew that 5 o'clock in the morning you're going to need to be in this Hangout, and you are going to be able to go along with a training session, that may be a way to leverage the Hangouts to be able to capture the interactive need of being able to see how to do an exercise as a participant, as well as the instructor being able to make sure that they're doing the exercise properly. I know be a little tough technically to set that up to where you could fully see everything, but I think there's some opportunity there to maybe take that, and those sessions could be recorded, depending on the different types of sessions that she might have. She ultimately could build up a collection of different type of workouts that she could allow her clients to watch on YouTube on demand. She also could take this a little further, where she may have a number of different fitness sessions that people she doesn't train could pay a small fee a month to have access to those videos. And now with YouTube, you can set up permissions on your videos to say these are private videos, and only these people, certain IDs, are able to view them. So if someone, say, paid $5 a month to have access to her videos, she now could add them to that list to allow them to see the videos, and when they stop that payment, she just take them out of that list. So there's a way to build that up. So those are a couple examples of how I thought that Google Hangout and the YouTube feature could be leveraged to capture content that you know, before now was a little difficult to manage. But for those that have content, you know, may have training sessions or studies with a group of people, this may be a way to still have those sessions captured, have some virtual meetings, but not necessarily now just have that meeting without some historical record of it, but allow people who are not there to be able to still leverage it by having those sessions easily be recorded and stored on YouTube. So as I think through this, there's a lot of opportunity here. As you have a lot of, if you have a content that you want to have recorded, you could store it and allow it to be used within blogs. You could post it to Facebook. You could post it as promotional videos on your website. There's a number of different ways that you could leverage that this feature that I think are pretty cool. So anyway, I wanted just to kind of walk through that process and give some examples of how I think that this is a pretty cool product.